Welcome to episode 409, where we'll explore why autumn can be a tricky season for the skin. There may be dullness, dryness, sensitivity, or the skin may be prone to breakouts. I'll share how Ayurveda helps us understand and balance these seasonal shifts with some practical tips you can bring into your daily routine for nourished, radiant skin. So please stay tuned to learn more. Hi there, I'm your host Colette, and on this podcast I will be sharing the teachings of Ayurveda, yoga, and holistic health practices. Now, if you're new to Ayurveda, I recommend checking out the first couple of episodes where I do an introduction to Ayurveda and the mind-body types. Thanks for listening, and now here's a new episode. Hey there, and welcome back to the podcast. So as we move into autumn, many of us notice our skin starting to shift. The glow of summer can give way to dryness, sensitivity, or even those unexpected seasonal breakouts. For some, the skin may feel tight or look dull, while for others, there's a mix of irritation and rough patches that seem to arrive from nowhere. In Ayurveda, these changes are not random. They're a reflection of the season we're living in and how our inner world is responding to those outer shifts. Ayurveda teaches us that the skin is much more than a surface layer. It reflects the health of our digestion, our circulation, and even our emotional state. In other words, the skin offers a visible reflection of our inner health. So if your skin has been feeling a little less than happy lately, then this episode is for you. So let's dive into what's happening with our skin during autumn season. Well, in Ayurveda, autumn is considered the season of Vata, the dosha governed by the air and space elements. Its qualities are light, dry, cool, and mobile. And just like the wind that stirs up outside, these same qualities begin to accumulate within us. When Vata rises, the skin often becomes dry, rough, or more sensitive than usual. But autumn isn't just about Vata. Ayurveda also reminds us to look at what we're carrying forward from the previous season. Over the summer months, Pitta dosha, which we know is fiery and hot, tends to accumulate in the body. We might not notice it right away, but that lingering heat can show up on the skin as redness, inflammation, or irritation. And if that excess summer Pitta dosha is not released, it can actually aggravate Vata even more as autumn progresses. In other words, the heat of Pitta is going to dry out Vata even further. And when heat and dryness come together, the skin becomes especially vulnerable. This is why in autumn we often see mixed imbalances in the skin, such as dryness combined with sensitivity, redness and irritation alongside flakiness, and breakouts appearing on a complexion that already feels fragile. But Ayurveda reminds us that each dosha type may experience autumn's challenges a little differently. For example, Vata type skin, which is naturally dry, thin, and delicate, in autumn this can tip into roughness, flakiness, fine lines appearing more pronounced, and an overall dull or tired look. Eczema or very dry patches may flare when Vata is high. On Pitta type skin, which is naturally sensitive and warm, with lingering summer heat, autumn can bring redness, rashes, breakouts, and inflammatory skin conditions. Conditions like rosacea, eczema, psoriasis, hives may worsen if excess Pitta is not cleared. And then we have Kapha type skin, which is naturally oily, smooth, and cool. While Kapha skin tends to handle dryness better, Autumn's mobility can stir congestion beneath the surface, leading to clogged pores or dullness if digestion is sluggish. When Pitta and Vata combine, the skin can feel especially vulnerable. Dry yet inflamed, sensitive yet breaking out, a confusing mix that makes it hard to know what it needs. Ayurveda helps us understand that these are not random skin issues, but signs of how the doshas are interacting with the season. From an Ayurvedic perspective, these signs are the body's way of showing us that both Vata and Pitta need attention. By understanding the seasonal story the skin is telling, we can respond with the right care, balancing heat, replenishing moisture, and restoring calm. And this is exactly why Ayurveda places so much emphasis on seasonal cleansing. When we take time to gently release the accumulation of Pitta dosha at the end of summer, we create the space for Vata to settle, protecting both our inner health and the way it shows up on our skin. One of the most powerful ways Ayurveda supports the skin in autumn is through seasonal cleansing. Cleansing in Ayurveda is not just about the skin on the surface. It's about working from the inside out, supporting digestion and clearing away any accumulation of ama or toxins or of the doshas from the previous season before they can cause imbalance. Remember that lingering Pitta heat we carry out of summer? If it's not released, it can dry out Vata even more in autumn, leaving the skin vulnerable to that uncomfortable mix of dryness, irritation, and breakouts. By cleansing during the transition of the seasons, we essentially reset the system. We let go of the excess heat, strengthen Agni, the digestive fire, get rid of any of those accumulations of ama or doshas, and prevent ama, the toxins, from building up and dulling the skin's natural glow. Ayurveda teaches us that healthy, radiant skin begins with healthy rasa dhatu, dhatu meaning tissue. And rasa dhatu is the first layer of nourishment formed after digestion. You can think of rasa dhatu as the moist, nourishing foundation of a building. It lays the base for everything above it. When digestion is optimal, rasa is plump and vibrant, giving the skin its initial glow. But skin health also depends on the layers of tissues above it. Rakta dhatu, our blood tissue, acts like the paint and warmth, bringing color, vitality, and radiance to the skin. And mamsa dhatu, our muscle tissue, is the supporting structure, giving tone and firmness. When digestion is sluggish or overloaded, toxins accumulate and ripple through these layers. Rasa becomes depleted, Rakta loses vitality, and mamsa loses tone. And the skin reflects this imbalance through dryness, congestion, irritation, or dullness. This is why Ayurveda encourages seasonal cleansing in autumn to help cool and release Pitta while grounding and protecting Vata for the season ahead. And this is exactly what my seasonal digestive reset cleanse is designed to do. This group discounted cleanse starts on October 3rd, and I'll be guiding the group through the seasonal reset. Together, we'll focus on simple, nourishing foods, daily self-care and mindfulness practices tailored to you and your lifestyle, because the cleanse comes with a 90-minute online consultation, so I can make sure that it meets your needs and ensure success. This cleanse will help to clear out what the body no longer needs and restore balance at the root. The beauty of this process is that when digestion is reset, the benefits ripple outward. Your digestion functions optimally, your energy lifts, your mind clears, and yes, your skin begins to glow from within. If you're interested in joining this group seasonal cleanse starting October 3rd, you'll find all the details in the show notes, or just visit my website, elementshealingandwellbeing.com, and go to the events page for this group event. Now, if October 3rd does not work for your schedule, you can do a private cleanse. It's the same structure. You just get to choose your own dates, and you have me one-to-one for support. On my website, just go to the programs page for the private cleanse. Okay, moving on now, I want to talk about how the skin is a reflection of our emotional health as well. Once we understand how the physical layers of the body support healthy skin, Ayurveda invites us to go a step deeper, to look at the skin as a reflection of our emotional state. The skin doesn't just show what we eat or how well we digest. It also reflects how we process life, stress, and emotion. Different emotions can manifest in distinct ways on the skin. Stress and anxiety may lead to breakouts, redness, or heightened sensitivity. Frustration, anger, or unresolved pitta emotions can appear as rashes, irritation, or inflammation. And fear, worry, or unsettled vata emotions may show up as dryness, dullness, or premature lines. In this way, the skin offers constant, honest feedback, an external sign of our inner emotional climate. And Ayurveda encourages us to approach skincare not just with oils and masks and cleanses, but also with practices that soothe and stabilize the mind. Grounding routines like gentle self-massage or abhyanga, meditation, and mindful breathing are as important as topical treatments. By acknowledging the connection between emotions and the skin, we can respond with compassion. Rather than seeing skin flare-ups or dryness as a problem to fix, we can view them as signals pointing to where the body and mind need care. Supporting emotional balance naturally supports the doshas and nurtures radiant skin. And the beauty of this perspective is that it brings the outer and inner worlds together. Nourishing the body and calming the mind creates skin that truly glows from within. So now that we understand the seasonal imbalances and the layers of the body, along with the emotional connection to the skin, let's talk about practical rituals to care for your skin this autumn. Ayurveda emphasizes that consistent mindful routines can balance doshas, nourish the dhatus or tissues, and support emotional well-being, all reflected in glowing, healthy skin. These tips I'm going to give you are, of course, generalized tips. And as we all have a unique constitution, it's best that this advice is tailored to you. But in general, what I recommend to take care of your skin, the first one being oil cleansing. Start your day with a gentle, natural oil cleanser, and this will help remove impurities without stripping your skin of its natural moisture. And it also will help to counteract vata dryness. And in regards what type of oils to use, again, it needs to be tailored to each individual. But in general, for autumn skin, of course, I recommend these oils should be organic and cold pressed. But sesame oil is warming, grounding, and deeply nourishing, perfect for vata dryness. Almond oil is light, yet moisturizing, and this is ideal for delicate or sensitive skin. And kumkumadi oil is a classical Ayurvedic oil that supports both radiance and sensitivity while balancing residual pitta heat. And I'll put a link to these oils in the show notes if you're looking to purchase online. Okay, moving on with some more general suggestions for autumn skin. I mentioned a moment ago abhyanga or self-massage. Of course, you want to use an organic cold-pressed oil here as well. That's ideal for your constitution. The oil should ideally be warm. In general, we say for vata dosha, sesame oil is great because it's warming and grounding. For pitta dosha, coconut oil is cooling, and sunflower oil for the kapha dosha because that oil tends to be lighter. Now, this oil massage not only nourishes the tissues, rasa, rakta, mamsa, but it will also help to calm the nervous system. So having a regular abhyanga practice is really great for your skin. Of course, gentle exfoliation, using a mild natural exfoliator to remove dead skin cells, and avoid any harsh scrubs because that could aggravate vata and pitta. And then hydrating masks or soothing applications like aloe vera or rose water masks can help to balance any lingering pitta heat on the skin, while nourishing options for the Vata dosha would be masks with almond oil or ghee that will restore moisture and really soothe dryness and any sensitivity. And in autumn, as the wind starts to pick up, you really want to protect your skin from the wind and cold. And particularly the Vata dosha is sensitive to this. It's great to use natural balms like sesame oil infused with herbs or simple beeswax based balms. Or like I mentioned earlier, kumkumadi oil. These oils can create a barrier that nourishes the skin and prevents dryness. And then for general advice on internal practices, in regards to dietary support, you want to focus on warm, moist, and grounding foods, like the variety of seasonal root vegetables you'll find at your local farmer's market. You also want to include lots of healthy fats in your meals, like ghee and olive oil and avocado. And favor lightly spiced, easy to digest meals, especially during the transition of the seasons and as you get into cooler weather, because these will strengthen Agni, the digestive fire. And in regards Vata and Pitta dosha, you have to be careful not to use too much pungent spices because these spices can aggravate both Vata and Pitta. Now, of course, we have to talk about hydration for the skin. It's ideal to sip on warm water or herbal teas throughout the day to maintain fluid balance and support the rasa dhatu. And if you're feeling pitta heat, herbal teas like rose and hibiscus can really help to cool pitta. And if you're having any vata digestive issues like excessive bloating or gas, I recommend the famous CCF in Ayurveda, which is cumin, coriander, and fennel tea. And you very simply take 1 teaspoon of each of these whole seeds, cumin, coriander, and fennel, slightly crush the seeds in a mortar and pestle, and then boil them in 2 cups of water for about 3 to 5 minutes. Strain it and enjoy. This CCF is tridoshic, so everybody can enjoy it. And as I said, it's a great digestive aid, especially during the transition of the seasons. Okay, let's look at some lifestyle practices. It's really important for the Vata dosha to maintain consistent routines, especially in sleeping and eating, and prioritizing sleep. Getting to bed by 10 p.m. to allow the tissues to repair and the emotions to settle. Really important. And then introducing some grounding yoga, like slow flow yoga, yin, or restorative yoga can really help to calm the Vata dosha, along with breathing practices like alternative nostril breathing, which is called Nadi Shodhana. This can really help balance the Vata dosha. Or if you're noticing more pitta-related irritation, the Shitali cooling breath is excellent for calming heated emotions. I talk in detail about these breathing practices and give short tutorials in episode 396, which is titled Emotional Alchemy with Ayurveda, Turning Reactivity into Awareness. And in this episode, I explore how Ayurveda can help us process and transform reactive emotions into self-awareness. So I really recommend checking this out if you're looking to work on your emotional health. Now, when these rituals are practiced regularly, like the mindfulness and the yoga and getting consistent routines in regards to sleeping and eating, you not only address Vata and the residual Pitta imbalances, but also nourish the skin, calm the emotions, and enhance your natural radiance. As we transition into autumn, it's important to remember that healthy, radiant skin begins from within. Ayurveda teaches us to observe the signals our skin gives us, from dryness and sensitivity to redness or breakouts, and understand them as reflections of our dosha balance, digestion, and emotional state. By incorporating seasonal rituals, gentle oil cleansing, nourishing mass, abhyanga, mindfulness practices, and grounding daily routines, we can support the body and mind while keeping the skin resilient and glowing. These simple, consistent practices help balance the Vata and Pitta doshas, nourish the dhatus, and soothe the emotional currents that may manifest outwardly on our skin. Autumn is the perfect time for a seasonal internal reset. When we release the lingering pitta heat from summer, we prevent dryness, irritation, and mixed imbalances from taking hold. And if you're looking for support, I have my discounted group digestive reset cleanse starting October 3rd. This program supports digestion, clears accumulated toxins and accumulated doshas, and nourishes the body from within, creating a ripple effect that shows up in energy, mental clarity, and yes, radiant skin. Remember, your skin is not just a surface. It's a reflection of your inner health and emotional balance. By caring for both body and mind this autumn, you give your skin the environment it needs to glow naturally while supporting overall health and well-being. So thank you for joining me in this exploration of Ayurvedic autumn skincare. And I hope these insights inspire you to embrace gentle rituals, honor seasonal shifts, and nurture both your inner and outer radiance this season. If you would like support on your journey with Ayurveda, check out all my online services on my website, elementshealingandwellbeing.com, and I'll put a link in the show notes also. So thank you so much for joining me today. And if you think that this episode will be helpful to family or friends, please share it with them so we can spread this wisdom of Ayurveda. And don't forget to subscribe or follow the podcast so the new weekly episodes will automatically download for you. And if you would like to leave a rating and review wherever you listen to your podcast, I would really appreciate that. Please also come join me on social media. On Instagram, it's Elements of Ayurveda Podcast. And on Facebook, it's Elements Healing and Wellbeing. Thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take good care of yourself, be well, and bye for now. Slán go fóill.